Welcome back, MVP road car family. Today we're diving into one of the most anticipated muscle car rebirths of the decade. The 2026 Ford Mustang Boss 429. A name that carries legendary weight, a badge that once ruled the streets in 1969, and now it's back with modern engineering, electric age technology, and raw American horsepower. This isn't just a Mustang with a big engine. This is Ford reviving a heritage monster for a new generation of enthusiasts. The very first impression of the 2026 Boss 429 hits you the moment you see it. The exterior design makes it instantly clear that this is not a regular Mustang GT. The front fascia is more aggressive, with a reworked grille that pays homage to the original wide-mouth Boss design, but now sculpted with active aero elements and air curtains to cool the massive power unit under the hood. Ford has widened the stance by almost 2 inches compared to the GT, giving it that planted, ready-to-launch look. The hood isn't just bulged, it's functional, with a huge heat extractor in the center and side vents feeding cool air into the new powertrain. You'll notice the Boss 429 badge stamped into the grille and fenders, not just a sticker. Ford wanted this car to feel like a factory-built race machine. The wheel setup is pure muscle performance. 20-inch forged aluminum wheels wrapped in Michelin Pilot Sport Cup 2 tires. And behind them, massive Brembo 6-piston brakes with carbon ceramic options. The rear carries a modern ducktail spoiler, a callback to the 1969 original, and an optional carbon fiber wing for track spec editions. Quad exhaust tips sit wide apart, and if you fire this thing up, you don't get a gentle purr. You get a deep-throated growl that sounds like a street-legal NASCAR. Now let's step inside because Ford has done something special. The interior maintains Mustang personality, but the Boss 429 trim adds its own flavor. You're greeted by a cockpit built around the driver, with a 13.2-inch curved display that merges gauge cluster and infotainment, running Ford's new Unreal Engine UI with live telemetry, G-force monitoring, and custom drive modes. The seats are Recaro racing buckets with integrated cooling and heating, wrapped in leather and Alcantara with Boss stitching. The steering wheel is flat-bottom, suede-wrapped, and features red drive mode toggles like a fighter jet switch system. Even the pedals are billet aluminum, and the start button glows red with a 429 heartbeat animation before ignition. Ford has kept the manual alive. Yes, you can get the 2026 Boss 429 with a 6-speed Tremec manual, reinforced with rev matching and flat shift tech. But for those who want max performance, there's also an optional 8-speed dual-clutch transmission, tuned for track shifting with no power drop between gears. And now, the part the whole world was waiting for: performance. The heart of the 2026 Boss 429 is a newly developed 7.0-liter V8. Yes, a naturally aspirated monster in the era of hybrids and EVs. But Ford didn't stop there. This engine is assisted by a mild hybrid supercapacitor system that adds torque boost on hard launches without compromising the pure V8 sound. Combined output: a claimed 805 horsepower and 760 lb-ft of torque, making it the most powerful naturally aspirated production Mustang ever. 0-60 happens in 2.9 seconds with launch control engaged, and the top speed is electronically limited to 214 millimeps. On track mode, the Boss 429 can even deactivate front axle aero flaps to reduce drag and gain top-end acceleration. The chassis is built with MagneRide 5.0 adaptive damping, track-tuned sway bars, and a titanium strut tower brace. The rear differential is electronic locking with drift and track settings, meaning this car can go from precise corner weapon to tire-shredding burnout king with one menu selection. And yes, Ford kept line lock, burnout mode, and exhaust note customizer. The Boss 429 can whisper, roar, or scream depending on how you want to play. Fuel economy? Let's be honest, nobody buying this car cares. But Ford still made it survivable for daily use, thanks to cylinder deactivation and smart hybrid assist, giving it up to 24 mpg highway when cruising, but dropping into single digits if you floor it. Now let's talk pricing, because this is where things get interesting. The base 2026 Mustang Boss 429 starts at around $119,900. The track performance package pushes it to around $138,000, And the limited Heritage Edition with hand-built carbon components and numbered plaque can go above $160,000. Compared to rivals like the Dodge Demon 170, Chevy ZL1 1LE, or Porsche GT4, it sits right in the sweet spot. More power than the Shelby GT500, more modern than a Hellcat, and still holding on to that raw V8 soul that's disappearing from the world. Ford confirmed production will be limited to around 3,500 units per year, and the first edition cars are already being reserved by collectors. But they promised this won't be a museum car. They built it to be driven, raced, and experienced. So the final question, who is this car for? It's for the person who wants a Mustang that isn't just quick in a straight line, but one that represents the peak of American V8 engineering before everything goes electric. It's for those who love heritage, but don't want an old car. They want history re-engineered for 2026 roads. It's for people who want something rare, loud, iconic, and unapologetically aggressive. This isn't just a muscle car. It's Ford freezing time and saying, here's what a pure combustion legend looks like before the industry changes forever. If you enjoyed this review, smash that like button, drop a comment, and tell me, would you daily drive the new Boss 429 or keep it as a collector's garage trophy? And if you're new to the channel, hit subscribe because MVP Road Car is bringing more 2026 model deep dives every week. Thanks for watching, and as always, drive safe, drive loud, and I'll see you in the next review.